Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Parlay Revival. If you missed the last few episodes, go back and watch us replace all of the rigging as we found a crack in a swage fitting 1 week before we were set to cross the Pacific Ocean. Yep, a blessing in disguise, alright. So now the boat is seriously ready to cross an ocean. So watch as this salty crew of 8 young sailors get all of our final little jobs done and see how we provision and prepare for the biggest adventure of our entire lives.
Hurricane Irma boats tossed. Here we are at this marina.
Hi, my name's Colin. I used to be a chief engineer on super yachts, but gave it all up to buy a hurricane-damaged Lagoon 450. My friends and I are fixing it up as we go, and are determined to circumnavigate the entire planet. So subscribe if you want some inspiration to live life to the fullest. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did. So what are you waiting for?
So although it was great to have brand new rigging, the delays meant that it messed with all of our plans a little bit. This actually meant that one of our crew had to abandon the trip altogether, which sucked for both him and us.
Yeah, so today I'm leaving. Unfortunately, these delays, they're really clashing with my time frame for the year. And so I had to make the call of not crossing the Pacific with Parlay, which sucks. But I'm super stoked that Vince is going instead of me, and he's super stoked to do it. So just the idea that someone worth it of the place is joining you guys on the crossing, it makes me happy. So I'm sure I'm gonna have more sailing opportunities, but this one was special because of the crew was sensational.
What do we got, baby?
We were so busy redoing all of our rigging that we hadn't even opened the suitcase of goodies that we had ordered from the States that Dave had flown down for us.
You bought that?
Yeah, I bought it. You're gonna teach us how to navigate by the sun and the stars.
Did you get the almanac?
No, we got
Give me
Starlight.
an
We can use
almanac.
it. We can print it.
Is this from 320?
Yeah, that's 320. That's all 320 stuff.
Cool, we're thinking about changing our merch provider. So these are some samples. Some of these are made out of like recycled plastics and stuff. Apparently some of these change color in the sun. So see this, it's Parlay Revival. And you throw it in the sun, it goes pink and blue.
That's cool.
Drone. This is my backup. This is now my primary because I lost the backup.
This is the frying pan that we're gonna use to cook an egg on my flashlight. Banana for scale. These are the pants you ordered. Why'd you order banana shorts?
You'll see.
I brought workout bands. We're gonna get in shape right here.
Cool, this is the data hub for the Predict Wind package. And with this, we can do GPS tracking across the Pacific for all of our patrons. Oh, here we go. This is Gil.
Oh, that's Gil right there.
This is gonna keep us warm, baby. Should be 2 sets. What is this?
It's your Iridium Go.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's the professional one. It's not like the tiny little one.
This is a sat phone? Hello?
Do you love how it's got a Dave Shee sticker on it?
I had to make it look used.
Holy crap.
Yeah, this one's your backup.
Parlay backup, last one, don't crash. Did I buy this?
Yeah, you bought that. Stuff just shows up in my house, just randomly.
I bought that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You bought these too, for sure, right?
Yeah.
Here are the pants.
This,
You might as well.
this is gonna be in our grab bag. So that if we end up in the Liferaft, we can at least charge our Iridium Go or our Garmin InReach.
In the 5.5 years that we've been sailing the world on Parlay, we have never had a set of proper foul weather gear. We've been using old school raincoats in bad weather, but I thought as we approached the lower latitudes towards New Zealand, we would definitely want something not only waterproof but also warm. So we were pretty stoked with the new gear.
I love those.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Jamie's never gonna be cold again. You gotta wear the whole set.
We'll just like hot bunk these, we'll come down, take them off the next two, can grab these, go up.
Hopefully I get him on the first round.
Exactly.
Oh man, that is legit.
This is the Iridium Exec. This is going to be the backup. We've got Starlink Maritime from FMC Global, but should that fail, and I don't think it will, but if it fails, we need a way to communicate with the outside world,
and get weather reports, grid files and stuff like that. So I decided to get an exec Iridium. We don't know how to use it. We've got this data hub as well.
I've never had a predict wind package, but again, with a crossing of this magnitude, I thought it was absolutely necessary to have the best weather predictions possible. Customer service talked me through the data hub setup, as we wanted our patrons to be able to track our every move across the Pacific and also be able to read daily posts on the tracker. To get the best results, we connected the Raymarine system to the data hub via the SeaTalk network, so that the tracker could get as much information as possible from our wind instruments and external GPS to share with our Patreons.
So as we travel around the entire world, we're going to have this track with all of these notes that we've left, or somebody's left. Yeah, I think it's a great little thing to do. Alright, it's time to pull the old Liferaft out. I've got a feeling this is original from 2012, because it is. So we've got a new Liferaft from Viking. Let's get this thing out, man. The reason we haven't bothered with getting a new one or getting this one serviced, A, this is unserviceable, but B, we've always been coastal cruising. But now we're going to the most remote part of this planet, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. There's nowhere on Earth where you can be further away from land. So time to beef up the safety appliances. It's a no-brainer to be spending money on something like that when you've got 8 people crossing the Pacific. So we've got an 8-person Liferaft, and we'll take you through what's in it and how we will deploy it if we need it and whatnot, in case you have never seen or heard about that done before. But first of all, let's get this thing out of there. So we have to figure out how to mount it. It's got a slightly different mounting setup. 1, 2, 3. So in an emergency, for us to activate, we're pulling the red straps. If the boat goes down without us or ahead of us, this hydrostatic unit is going to release it. So now we'll just tighten this all up so that it can't bounce out of there. And then as an added thing, we're going to put 2 lines coming up to these pad eyes. So in emergency, we've got a knife that's mounted up here. I'll show you that now. This is a knife that we got from Victory Knives. It's a titanium knife that the whole America's Cup team, Team New Zealand, were wearing on them in case there was a rigging emergency. And then with that knife, you come down here and just cut these 2 lines, pull that, and then the Liferaft will come out here. We yank on this, and she'll inflate.
Parlay has never felt stronger, and with all of these safety upgrades, she has never ever been safer. This year alone, we have added all new running and standing rigging, had the sail drives out and fully serviced them, added folding propellers, we have a new mainsail, headsail and code D, we bought a whole spare autopilot, installed a VHF at the helm, added an infrared camera and installed a new radar, added an extra high field, installed Starlink Maritime, bought a proper offshore medical kit, and all of that's not including all the safety gear that we already had, like the EPIRB and the Garmin InReach. The boat couldn't have been more ready. We had backups for our backups, but there was one last thing to take care of: buying enough provisions for 8 crew for at least a month at sea to be safe. Oh, by the way, if you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our weekly episodes every Sunday.
So we've had dogs on the boat. I think you just clicked over 100 kilos there, ladies and gentlemen. We've had dogs on the boat for like over 4 years, but we've never really calculated exactly how much they eat. Now we're crossing the Pacific. We just want to have a better idea. I bought those 3 bags of food last night. We've already got 2 the size of that green one. They both get a cup each in the morning and a cup each in the afternoon. So 4 cups a day. So weigh yourself holding that.
Nah, you weigh that and we'll work it out.
85, pick that up. 85.8.
That's 800 grams a day. Call it a kilo a day. 15 kilo bag like that is only 15 days, 2 weeks. Jamie was thinking this food was gonna last us till New Zealand. I think we'll run out in French Poly.
You guys eat a kilo a day?
You want a treat?
Well, we're gonna take
Oh,
it
you want a treat? You want a treat?
Also last night I bought an extra one of these because we
cook pretty much every day with this an extra kettle, a printer, anything that's that we use a lot. We got 2 little induction stoves. Anything that's going to be hard to get across the Pacific, we're doubling up on. It is less than 24 hours before customs and immigration come down to the boat right here and clear us out of Mexico. So we've done all our provisioning of cans and rice and pasta and dog food and all of that stuff, but we don't have any, well, we don't have a lot of fresh fruit and vegetable. We wanted to leave that to the last minute. We'll take you guys through it, but we're going to clean all the fruit and vegetables so that they last as long as possible, so that we have nice fresh tomatoes and limes for ceviche and all of that kind of stuff as we cross. Less than 24 hours, let's go!
So the main issue in provisioning for a big trip on a boat is finding a place to store everything, but also keeping things from going rotten. So every item has to be carefully calculated as to how many 8 crew would actually eat in a month, and whether it would realistically last or not. Refrigeration is also a major issue, as the more fridges you have, the more power you consume. So items which need refrigeration have to be even more carefully selected. Freezing things is also a luxury that we have on Parlay, but only to a certain extent. The bottom line is, we put hours and hours of thought into the exact quantities of everything that 8 crew and 2 dogs would need to get 3,000 miles across the Pacific to French Polynesia, and how we would arrange everything so that it lasted as long as possible. Also, French Polynesia is extremely expensive, so the more things we bought here in Mexico, the cheaper it would be in the long run.
Okay, so now we have to put it all, wash it in bleach. Bleachy water, like I think it's 1 tablespoon to a gallon of water. And then we let it dry, sit it out to dry, wrap it in paper towel, and we stack it in the bilges. 1, 2, 3.
Taste it, Jamie.
You can't taste it.
You can't taste it?
No, I can smell it, but I can't taste it.
It tastes like bleach.
So we had hundreds and hundreds of items that needed cleaning and then wrapping individually, which was a tedious task, but we knew that it would pay off in the long run, except the girls started to lose their minds in the process. After a lot of Googling and YouTube research, we decided to wrap every item in paper towel individually to control the moisture, then store them in dry bilges to keep them cool and out of direct sunlight.
We're just putting a lot of our vegetables in bags, like shopping bags like this, labeling them and dropping them in the bilge. This is actually supposed to be one of my jobs, to paint the bilge, but we didn't get to it. So we are covering the stems of the bananas with foil paper because ethylene gas releases and we want to prevent them from ripening too quickly.
So remember at the beginning of the episode when Dave said he wanted to lose weight?
I brought workout bands. We're gonna get in shape right here.
Well, he wasn't alone on this, and we all thought we would use the opportunity to shed a few pounds at sea. So we all lined up for our initial weigh-in.
Brit is going for 6 pounds. Not that she needs to lose anything. It's kind of hard. I'm like asking the girls, hey, how much are you trying to lose?
I said 10 at first, but that's a lot.
Ocho for the Katie.
I want to turn my fat into a 6-pack, so I'll go 8 pounds.
11 so far, another 7.
10 pounds.
10 pounds. All right, I'm gonna shoot for 15, which is a little crazy, but I'm gonna do this right. I'm gonna not eat food anymore.
On 10 pounds.
10 pounds. So with our powers combined, we're gonna lose
64.
You might as well. Is that 15 for me?
It is, yeah.
So we're having a little leaving party tonight. So we've invited our friends around to have one last little drink and some pizza with us, and I guess this will be the last time we see most of them for a very long time. So let's party, baby!
It's been a nice long run, guys. I'm gonna miss you.
Lusty. Woo! It's been amazing getting to know all of you guys in our long extended stay in Paradise and La Cruz. And I just wanted to say, thank you to Parlay and Colin and the crew for having me on board. It's about to be the biggest adventure of my life, and I know theirs as well.
So we travel a lot, and we go to all these different places, and we meet a lot of different people. And it's always a different and special experience everywhere we go, but this group of people here that we've met have just been so accommodating, so helpful, and so special in our lives, and Thanks for seeing us off. Like Katie said, this is the biggest adventure of our lives. We're all nervous, we're all excited, we're all anxious. There's so many emotions going through this massive trip that we're about to take, but yeah, for you guys to be here and see us off is amazing.
Jamie!
Don't hide behind me.
No, Parlay's been through a lot, and now I think that everything it's been through in the past and what it's come through in the last 2 months, the boat has never been as ready as what it is now. If it was like 3 years ago when we were going to cross, and now I look back at that time, I'm like, we could have died back then.
Jamie's right. A few years ago we were literally sailing off the coast of Panama when our rigging went completely slack. This was to be the first indication that the main bulkhead inside the boat had completely failed and that the boat was basically bending in half. So we turned around and came back to Panama City, where we got struck by lightning, almost to say that we were not meant to be going anywhere anytime soon. Put the start of the pandemic on top of that, and it was clear that our mission in that moment was to park the boat up and work on her getting seaworthy again. And we sure did put in the work for over a year. But to think that if the rigging hadn't gone loose on that day, but a week later, we would have had to turn around and motor into the trade winds and Pacific swell all the way back to Panama. At the time, we also didn't have a radar, we had no hardtop with the extra solar that we are so thankful to have now, we had no lithium batteries, only one fridge and freezer. The boat was a mere shadow of the vessel that she is now, and in typical fashion, the universe just had its own way of letting us know that it wasn't our time to head into the Pacific Ocean just yet. But my heart and soul are completely committed to sailing home to New Zealand this year, because my intuition is telling me that we are more than ready for this adventure. Even finding the crack in the rigging a week before we were going to set sail a few weeks ago wasn't going to stop us. This is our year. This is our time. The boat's ready. The crew's ready. We are leaving tomorrow, and absolutely nothing is going to stop us.
So today we're crossing the Pacific. It's been more or less 5 years coming.
We're officially cleared out of Mexico!
Guys, it started. Now I really feel like I'm on passage. Super choppy, everything's slamming around.
So stoked, this is unreal.
Feel the waves coming. It's gonna be a rough one.
We're getting thrown around a little bit. I'm feeling it in my stomach.
Yeah, I just kind of started freaking out a little bit. When it really sets in, you kind of can't control those emotions and the feelings that come over you sometimes.